Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening to doctor. Uh, Today our group will present about railway tracking and arrival time prediction system. We are from group 7. Next. Okay, today I will present about GP1 and GP2. Next. Okay, for GP1 is about project integration management. This project integration management involve coordinating all the other project management knowledge area throughout the project life cycle. To achieve this, trade-off must be made when deciding when and where to of the project goals in mind. They also necessitate agreement from the entire project team as well as stakeholders. Everyone will not get their desired outcome, but the project will be complete on time and within the budget. Okay, for GP1, we do SWOT analysis. Okay, for SWOT, we have strength. For the strength, first one, can get the information about the train timing, whether it is on time or not. And the second one is to trail the time of the train departed from particular station. For weakness, for the first one, have to wait for a long time at the railway station, and the second one, do not have any exact timing about the train timing and others. For the opportunities, customer does not have to wait for a long time at the railway station, and the threat is unexpected damage of the train. Next. Project charter are also in GP1. This is the project charter. We have Dr. Wiwi as the CEO, which sponsor the system. Muhammad Rizidan will be the project manager. Muhammad Rifai will be the railway system expert. Myself, Nur Elisha Afika will be the testing expert. And Gayatri and Ainatul Akmal will be the programmer. Next. For GP2 is project scope management. Project scope management includes the process involved in define and control what work is or is not included in a project. It ensures that the project will produce and what process the project team will use to produce them. We approach using collected requirement in requirement of traceability matrix and develop a WBS structure. This is the requirement of traceability matrix. The first one, we have a register page, which will be used by customer. We have login and logout page. We have management of train page. We have train time schedule page. And the last one, we have live train status page. Next. This is the WBS structure. Next, I will pass to Muhammad Rifai.
Hello. Okay. So for GP3, I will continue. GP3 is about the Gantt chart of railway tracking system and arrival time prediction. So this is the view of the Gantt chart that we make from the WS Structure Pro. Okay. So, right. So we also have the list of milestone of railway tracking system, which is in this table we can see have a milestone, duration, and start date. The first one we will the requirement of gathering, which the duration is 41 days. The start date is 21st October 2022. And the analysis for 31 days, 1st December 2022. And design implementation 120 days, 1st January 2023. And system testing 123 days, 1st May 2023. And the last is product launching, which is 51 days, 1st September 2023. Okay, so we also have a network diagram of railway tracking system and arrival time prediction. So this is the diagram. Okay. So the next one we have a GP4. which is in this GP4, we have a cost estimation for railway tracking and arrival time prediction. So basically, we will make a detail of the cost. We divide to 7 phase, which is the first one is requirement gathering, second one is analysis, and third one is design implementation, and four system testing, five product launching, six is reserved for 20% of total estimate, and the last one is bonus for team. So we can see the total we're using is RM 500,000 ringgit. Okay, so this is the explanation of each number for the project coordination. The first one we have an interview, which is 720 ringgit. So the explanation will be the cost interviews the orders need. But the interviews the order various place. Okay, for the survey, we take the 1,800 ringgit, and the cost mentioned as we do survey for Tanaki, we needed for wide range of user. And the checklist, 960 ringgit will be spent at expand on workshop site and facilitation. And focus group, 960 ringgit we spend on workshop site and facilitation too. The last one is for analysis, which is 1,080 ringgit, which is we will for the weakness and the strength of the company. The budget was reserved to analyze the trade using tool, so a budget is needed for the tools to work. Okay, next is use case, which is we will take the cost 3,840, which is use case this use also apply to tool gadget or business project even though the system is typically automated. Second one is reports need, RM 3,060 ringgit, which is we obtain the data of the manager. Okay, so next is design implementation. We have prototype design, which is 52,080 ringgit, ordering a part of the system. And improving system performance, we take like 149,000 and 520 ringgit, and which is we will upgrade is needed for the software of the hardware to improve the system. Okay, for system testing, test configuration will take 87,000 ringgit and 840, which is will testing the system. And last is review design, we take 74,400 ringgit. The program need to be on track and help the owner maintain. Okay, so product launching. First we have release product. We take like 23,040 ringgit, which is project manager provide online Gantt chart and task list. And second one is close out meeting, which is just take 480 ringgit. It's basically to evaluate the project currently completion. Last is close out document, which is same, 480 ringgit, which we close out documentation. Okay, so the last one is reserve. We'll take 20% of the total estimate. Total is 80,160 ringgit. And lastly is bonus for the team, which is RM 38,008 ringgit. Okay, so that's for GP4. Next.
For GP5, for GP5, we need to develop a cause and effect diagram, which is using the fishbone diagram to identify our cases of our project. And then the task 2, we need to determine which of the causes that have the greatest impact and how that we can minimize the probability and impact of those causes to move forward. Next. For fishbone diagram for cause effect diagram, minute. The causes that have a greatest impact is that the rail accident, which is have a lot of casualties, can be interrupted, which is giving impact from the damages. And then the estimation of the times taken to settle on the incidents will be interrupted. And then there will be a delays for other train to get through the summary to on their destination. And then we can minimize the impact by making a meticulous details on the system, upgrades to minimize the issue arise, and take security measures that will be need to be taken, especially to avoid any accidents on the railway. Management also should have the immediate resources, avoiding having a system traffic to minimize the impact. And then the machine also need to be serviced and have a frequent backup data. In the fishbone diagram, you could see risk and for the fishbone diagram, for cost effect diagram, you could see the fishbone diagram identify the causes and effects of the railway tracking arrival time system. The first cause are the people. And then the second one is the operations. The third one was surroundings. The fourth one was management. Fifth one was machines. And the sixth one, rail accidents. And then the last one was vehicle. Next. For GP6, the task is that we need to, based on the Tuckman's team development model, we need to summarize each stage, which is states the characteristic and strategies to help the teamwork together more effectively to improve our project performance. And the stages are forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Next. For forming, the characteristic is that we need to work with other, make people feel uneasy, apprehensive, and suspicious. The second, thinking that the decision making require appointment of leader. The third one, talking on issues that are unrelated to task. And the last one was expectation on team members. The strategies that we could do on forming is that we could establish a positive and confident atmosphere. We can determine each team member's tasks and roles, and the team leader only communicate in one direction and have an active participation. The second one was storming. The characteristic of storming is that the team has tendency to emotionally react to every task demand, having mistrust difficulties with one another because worried it would turn into a personal matters. And the last one was authority emerge as leadership responsibilities called adopt. The strategy that we could do in storming is that accept that group members' perspective and avoid criticizing people, and then addressing the variations in individual expectation, idea and workflows, and exercise the patience and tolerance. In norming, each team members knows the purpose and goals are well understood. Each team members must have more confidence. Each team member need to improve commitment, and each team member need to engage and supportive. And each team member has to develop the cohesion. The strategies is that we need to recognize the individual and team efforts, providing learning opportunities and feedback, and then monitoring the energy of the team. Next. The third one was performing. The characteristic of performing is that the team working effectively and efficiently together while working on the project, the member relying on one another for support and assistance to solve difficulties and challenges, the team highly cohesive and completely operational while completing the project. The team members are committed, able to focus on the task given. The team members also have the high level of respect and trusting one another to be able to express and receive constructive critics. The strategies is the encourage open communications, promoting friendly and collaborative environment, helping fostering positive team culture. We also could effectively managing the conflict, tracking group performance, and encourage team members engaging in active listening. And the last one was adjourning. The adjourning is that characteristic when the group's work is finished, the members may experience the morning stage and lose motivation. Acknowledging both individual and group distributions to the project. And the last one was group members go through a transitions and changes. The strategy is that we need to identify the changes and presenting a chance for final team evaluations like the summary from the project and what has been learned from the project. The second one was giving each of the team members a chance to acknowledge each other. And the last one was appreciating the successes of the group like going dinner together and many more. So I will pass the next GP7 to Gayatri.
GP7 is overall it's about the Kanban board. The main concept for the Kanban board is improve project communication and also to meet their needs. One of the Kanban boards we can say it's for example like a Trello. So Trello is mainly for tools that make project communication among team members, and also all the informations like meeting recording, meeting kickoff, and all the resources we can put in the Trello. So for the second one, suggest two approaches for the communicating the hard to work with staff or user. Next. This is one of the Canva board for Trello where you can put all the information of the meeting. Next. For the second question, suggest two approach for communicating with the hard to work with the staff or user, which is establish enduring connection with the team members. Use language appropriate for your team members. Think about the language and tone you want to employ to deliver your intended message. Where conversing with your department manager versus your co-worker, you might use different language. Spoken in welcoming manner. The way you feel or how interested you are in an idea can be conveyed through your voice. If you want to keep the line of communication open when working with a group, use a welcoming tone of voice. Second, get a staff or user together for the meeting. One of the best methods to establish a professional environment where all the team members feel to ease interacting with one another is to get together as a group on a frequent basis. Weekly team meetings in particular can aid in improving any barriers to open discussion between managers and staff. Request and provide comments. Most staff are unaware about how they are doing in their jobs. This can significantly affect how confident they feel, which in turn affects how direct and open they are in their communication. Next. For GP8, it's all about potential risks and register risk. Next. For the potential risks, they have 6, which is external factor, human resources, construction process, management system, passenger and staff, and railway accidents. Next. When you see for the register risk, we have to elaborate all the information that given in the potential risks. For the for example, like external factors, they have two, which is economic risks and potential risks. For description, for the economic risk, the risk explorer of a foreign investment due to changes in business condition or the negative impact of microeconomic factors. For category is a management. Root cause, several aspects needs to take from which are from natural disaster, political instability and government changes. Trigger, when from natural disasters such as hurricane, earthquake, from politics are political turmoil, civil war, and from the government the changes in the tax policies and regulation. Potential responses, all members, risk owner, project manager, and project stakeholders. Probability is high, impact is also high, and the status are continuous checking for the certain fluctuation of the economy and being prepared with the risk of the economy. For the political risk, change of the government can affect the flow of the railway management. For the category is also management, and the root cause is difficult to maintain the offensive in the management. Triggers give negative impact to the security and stability of the system. Potential response all member. Risk owner is project manager. Probability and impact is also high, and status stay up to date about the political development and change in the next. In the government policy related to transportation and railway system. For the human resources, they have two, which is lack of labor and also a poor planning and management. When it comes to lack of labor, the description will be this risk is able to bridge the communication gap between the management and the project team. For the category-wise human resources, root causes is difficult in recruiting team members. Trigger is linking trust and collaboration in project team. Potential response development team. Risk owner is about development manager, and for probability and impact is high and medium. And for the status, having a team meeting where every week to report the project process. Another one is poor planning and management. This can lead to the wide range of problems that can significantly impact the success of the project. The next one is human resources. For the root cause is lack of experience or training among project manager or team members. For the trigger, we can say as high stress and pressure on team members. Potential response all member. And the risk owner is project manager also. And the probability and the impact also high. And the final status is review and adjust the project plan and identify area that need improvement. The next one is construction process. They have two also, which is failure of equipment and a poor quality of material. For the failure of equipment, the risk often leads to the delay, increasing the cost and reducing the project quality. Construction process, low quality of the spare equipment of the project in the case of failure. Given impact for the team members and project manager, all manager, project manager, and the probability and the impact will be medium and high, and the status having a backup plan how on responding the equipment. Next. For the poor quality of material, the description are the risk often lead to the delay of project completion, increased cost reduction, reduced durability, safety hazard, reduced functionality, and legal issue. For the category, it's a construction process. The next one is root cause is cost cutting measure may use substandard material or cut corner in the manufacturing process, resulting in poor quality material. Frequent failure or malfunction if the material are failing or manufacturing frequently, it may be a sign of poor quality. Project manager for the both potential responses and the risk owner. And for the probability and impact will be medium and high. The status will be implement a quality control process by establish a quality control process that include inspection, testing, and supplier evaluation to ensure that material meets the required standard and specification. For the next one, management system. They have two also, which is wrong train delay enter. For the description, the risk often lead to the delay the completion of the railway and main cost. And for the category management system, root cause insufficient process for the data entry like incorrect. For the trigger will be increased cost of reschedule against the details of every train. And for the potential response will be project manager and also the risk owner also project manager. Probability and impact will be low and high, and the status will be review and adjust the trail details. Next. Another one is network failure. The risk lead to the failure of the network in the system which will impacting the train arrival scheduling risk. For the category management system, for the root cause, a catastrophe that cannot be avoided could be one of the factors, for example, from the flood or the hurricane. For the for the trigger, we can say it could have happened unexpectedly, which causing the chain reaction of the event. For the potential responses, and also the risk owner will be all members. For probability and impact will be medium and high, and the status is making sure that the network is designed with multiple parts for the data of the train to flow. So if the part fails to respond, the data can be routed into another part. Next. Another one is lack of staff. The risk of the lack of the staff might lead to the delay and cancellation of train. For the category passenger and staff, because the probability of the issue being difficult is in recruiting staff due to lack of qualified candidates or competition from other employees. For the trigger, the railway might be complaints from customer, reduced revenue, difficult in keeping the schedule, delay and cancellation. For the potential responses, all members. For risk owner is project manager. Probability and impact will be medium and high. For the status, it's about recruit and train additional staff to ensure that the system has enough personnel to operate and maintain this train and handle passenger traffic. Another one is the last one is the rail accident. Rail accident has the train not is good in condition, which is description. There is a possibility to have an accident. For category rail accident, For the root cause is employer carelessness. For trigger, train operator may make mistakes such as misinterrupt signal or fail to follow the procedures. For the potential responses is development team. Risk owners will train operators. Probability and impact will be medium and high. For the status wise, like have regulation maintenance and inspection to detect the problem of the trains. Next. I will pass to Idan.
GP9 document is of tax and service of the government. The government is the is and outsourcing are common file vendors application provide document service. Suppliers are commonly used of express. Many IT projects necessitate the usage of and services obtained from source services. Many IT projects necessitate the usage of and service obtained from sources outside the business. Next, procurement specification of software and hardware. Procurement of hardware. Stock items, the store division is in charge of storing in stock items like by other stock items are those that must be replaced on a regular basis if they are frequently needed for manufacture, operation, maintenance, and duty tasks. Before making the decision to purchase new hardware, they request for it instead of ordering new hardware when appropriate. The piece of hardware that can be deployed. All necessary new hardware will be prepared by the Information Technology Service, which will also perform hardware hub installation services and have staff members with data backup and other hardware-related software requirements. Information Technology Service will remove outdated that is just redundant and unusable after the installation is complete. Document of software. Manage the railway ticketing system and arrival time. Administrative software will be installed on the laptop. Other versions are not installed as part of the software installation process by Information Technology Service. Take up to 3 weeks to install the new software version. The on the railway station where they are completely. Prior to the 3 weeks period, request that call for subscription the cash flow. Other time prediction system. Project manager is me, Muhammad Ali. Project begin date and end date. Next, production. Railway tracking and arrival time prediction system have been developed to improve the efficiency and reliability of railway operations. This system uses a combination of technologies such as GPS, wireless communication, and data analytics. Track the location and movement of things in real time, arrival times at station. This information can then be used to optimize train schedules, the coordination of train movements, and provide passenger status and arrival times of trains. Development of this system has been by the University of Communication as to provide passengers with more accurate and timely information. railway in Malaysia. And function where it will be playing the training according to the part. Some predicted in 1 year. The first version of the system in 5 months. Tasks and activities. Next. Schedule. 1 day for recommended activity. 1 day. 100 days. 10 days for system. Days for next. Payment. Do it for because for the get in the based on workshop site and facilitation focus group and electricity expense on workshop site and facilitation. What this is one key and the analysis. If the 2040 quality uses of need 1600 cleaning the data that can my and for accounts, client accounts, product sales, client access and next, start design 2050 part of the performance. Reviewing design. Project risk, external factor which include economy and political risk. Continuous checking of the certain fluctuation of the economy and stay up to date about the political development changes. Human resource which include lack of labor and planning and management. I have meeting every week to check on progress of the project and to review and adjust the project plan so that can identify which areas that need improvement. Construction process which include failure of equipment and poor quality material, backup plan on how to respond and repair the key control process. Management system which include control from trains detail entered and failure view and adjust the train details and making sure that the route is designed with part of the train. Passenger and staff which include passenger not punctual and lack of staff. Passenger needs to alert for the schedule of the train and recruit train additional staff to ensure that the system has enough personnel. Failure accident which is train not in good condition, have regular maintenance and inspection. Next, authorization. Next, then the goal of the project stakeholder management is to identify all individuals or organizations who will be impacted by a project and stakeholder expectation and actively engage others in project decision throughout the project life cycle. To achieve stakeholders satisfaction, project managers and their team must maintain a line of communication, unless the resolve of concerns arise. So the register is used by project managers to address and expectations in next. Next. For project manager expectation is plan, organize, oversee the execution of the project. They also able to ensure the project will be complete within the expectation requirement. The system expert is stakeholder and extensive knowledge about the way and designing, action and maintenance of the system. Testing expert. Expert that to the system will be functioning and the software not will be maintained. Next, programmer expected to develop a responsive system in all the requirements for the functioning will required. One, and all the things. Next, must the project impact high, um, high, and team uh, high, influence how much influence to the project high. What is the important to the stakeholder? How the requirement how to the um, for funding or okay, how much does the project impact, and then how much influence does it have over project medium, important to the testing of the term, the capability project incomplete, how to continue to how to the project incomplete term, is what and why the project system communicate with other stakeholders to take their own permit and communicate with the no other I I with functioning permit. So all for us and